Mighty News Global Television, your trusted news and current affairs station, will be available on DSTV channel 365 and all multi-choice platforms as from Thursday, 18th July 2024. Stay informed with us wherever you are. Global Television on DSTV channel 365, the pride of the nation.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the news cycle on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court affirming the spirit, intent and purpose of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the statutory rights of local governments. President Tinubu, according to a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, noted that one of the fundamental challenges of the nation's advancement over the years has been ineffective local government administration, as governance at that level is nearly absent. The meeting held between President Bola Tinubu and the organized labor on minimum wage has been adjourned until next week to allow for wider consultation with all stakeholders. The tripartite committee on the new national minimum wage had recently submitted two figures to the president, as the organized private sector and the government team offered to pay 62,000 naira, while the organized labor demanded 250,000 naira. Following the disagreement over the figure, the president had delayed sending any figure to the National Assembly through the executive bill to consult with all the relevant stakeholders in order to resolve all the contentious issues. Federal High Court in Abuja has granted former Minister of Power Saleh Maman bail in the sum of 10 billion with two sureties in like sum. Maman is facing 12 counts of money laundering to the tune of 33 billion naira preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The court, in a ruling delivered by Justice James Omotosho, held that the sureties must be owners of landed properties within the Federal Capital Territory with a minimum valuation of 750 million naira. Many students have been trapped in a school that collapsed in Busa Budri community of Jos North local government area of Plateau State. It was reported that the building housing St. Academy caved in around 11 a.m. today, leaving students who were writing exams trapped. Rescue operations are ongoing and security personnel, including soldiers and police, had arrived at the scene. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the National Assembly will work with the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, to address the lack of confidence in elections conducted by state independent electoral commissions. Akpabio spoke to journalists after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the State House. Kebbi State Government has reiterated its commitment to continue to promote culture and tradition to strengthen the unity of the people. The State's Commissioner for Information and Culture, Yakubu Kebbi, stated this at the First Unity Cultural Festival, organized by the Ministry of Information and Culture at Haliru Abdul Stadium in Benin Kebbi. Kikialoma Okere completes the report.
Culture has colossal potency for unity and social cohesion among diverse groups in the society. As such, the administration of Nasir Idris of Kebbi State says it will incorporate promotion of culture among its policy trusts. Kebbi State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Yakubu Ahmed Binin Kebbi says Gov. Kaura Gwandu has placed premium on developing culture for social cohesion, unity and economic growth. Hence, his support to the Ministry of Information and Culture to stage the first cultural festival of unity in the state.
The culture that we have too, the vast culture, very rich, and we felt the need at the ministry level for the first time in the history of Kebbi State to organize independently a mini cultural show that will feature all the ethnic, some of the ethnic groups that we have in Kebbi State. And the idea is to show the culture, enjoy it, and explore the possibilities of uniting the state. And about 13 ethnic groups. That tells you that we are looking for unity in diversity, and I think it's going to be a yearly affair from now on.
The permanent secretary in the ministry, Seyidu Buhari Wara, urged participants to use the platform as a veritable tool for peace and unity in the society. He further urged artists and performers to strive to instill virtue of tolerance through their performance into farmers and others to enhance economic fortune and peace.
Let me use the medium to urge the participants to see the forum like this as a veritable tool through which peace, unity, and diverse cultural heritage is transmitted and promoted.
To make it known that, inshallah, this event is going to be sustained. We are collaborating, my office is collaborating with the Honorable Commissioner of Information to see that peace and unity, particularly the propagation of government programs and activities, are carried out in the state.
Among the groups that showcase cultural talent were Fulani, Zambara, Dikaki, Kambari, Tiv, Igbo, and Yoruba, to the delight of spectators. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
A group, the Coalition of River State Leaders of Thought, has called on the Martin Amaewhule-led House of Assembly to drop its plan to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara to avoid anarchy in the state. The coalition said the recent action of the 27 lawmakers loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, were capable of plunging the state into an unimaginable crisis. The appeal court on July 4th ruled that Amaewhule and 24 other lawmakers in his faction remain members of the State House of Assembly, voiding the earlier High Court order which restrained the lawmakers. A new report by the World Bank has revealed that the public expenditure on education and health in Nigeria is inadequate by any standard. The report, titled Human Capital, Public Expenditure and Institutional Review, is an analysis of financing and governance constraints for the delivery of basic education and primary health care in Nigeria. The World Bank said the spending on health and education is low, mainly because of the overall level of public spending, which is constrained by the very low overall revenue. The Military High Command says it has put in place measures to forestall plans of the enemies to target some critical infrastructure in the country. Addressing journalists on the operational activities of the troops in the various theaters of operations, Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said security agencies responsible for securing critical infrastructure and facilities have been placed on alert. Ikelo Okere has details.
What Buba says, the military is keeping up the pressure through ongoing operation in 5 active theaters across the country, with the northeast and northwest having the highest level of intensity. He noted that the operations are complex as troops are engaged in fighting in difficult terrain and adversaries that adopt various forms across the country.
That they even get women in their camps for their pleasures. All these add to the complexities of our ongoing operation. In essence, the terrorists have a support base of collaborators and we must fish out these collaborators. That is the reason I keep repeating that winning the war without the support of the people is close to impossible.
In the South-South zone, the director says the troops denied the oil theft of over 1 billion naira while destroying 18 dugout pits, 30 boats and 40 storage tanks.
Troops neutralized 187 terrorists during the week, even as we arrested 183 persons. Troops also arrested 43 perpetrators of oil theft, as we rescued 109 kidnapped hostages across the country during the week.
The Military High Command pledged to continue to fight for the safety and the security of citizens while safeguarding the nation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
You're watching News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the News Cycle returns, Niger Delta Development Commission set to drive development with 1.9 trillion naira budget. This and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us.
Global Television, your trusted news and current affairs station, will be available on DSTV channel 365 and all multi-choice platforms as from Thursday, 18th July 2024. Stay informed with us wherever you are. Global Television on DSTV channel 365, the pride of the nation.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now, if you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Cycle. On the foreign scene, Israeli strikes have killed another 32 people in the Gaza Strip. The health ministry in the Hamas-ruled Palestinian territory said more than 9 months into Hamas's war with Israel. Fighting raged from the north to the south of the coastal territory as talks have continued towards reaching a truce and hostage release deal. Hamas militants seized the captives during their unprecedented October 7 attack on southern Israel that triggered the war in a brief statement. Gaza's health ministry said 32 martyrs, a majority of them children and women, were taken to hospitals overnight because of continued massacres by Israeli forces. The recent Israeli military evacuation order to all residents of Gaza City to relocate from the south to central Gaza Strip amid intensified operations in the north has been described as irrelevant by Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria, Abdullah Abu Shawesh, as according to him, no place is safe in Gaza. He made the remark at a press briefing in Abuja. Anthony Mamadou tells us more.
As of July 7th, Palestinian Journalists Syndicate announced that 152 media correspondents had been martyred, as Ambassador Abdullah says no part of Gaza is safe, with 100 journalists confirmed arrested and family members killed by Israeli forces.
The number might be more higher than this. And let us remember just 2 years ago when they deliberately targeted Shireen Abu Aql and they killed her. So that Israel is trying to shut down and to stifle all the voice of the truth. This means that killing the Palestinian journalist is just to serve one purpose, not to reflect what is happening on the ground in Gaza.
Abdullah lamented the alleged heinous role played by the United States in the killing of journalists, their family members, children, and the destruction of media structures.
But as you already watched, or as you already know, the UN itself was issued tens of reports saying that the main slogan in this report, no place is safe in Gaza. And they used to direct the people in the Rashid Street and other main street, and they used to kill them, deliberately to kill them and to snap them. So that, unfortunately, yes, they are trying to evacuate the center of Gaza, or the old city, Gaza City, which is contained approximately, as if this place is a safe place. No place in Gaza is safe, and no.
The ambassador has lamented the use of famine and shortage of essentials such as water and power to worsen the plight of Palestinians.
Nelson Mandela used to teach us that we need, or we used to evaluate the governments, the people, according to their attitudes towards our case. Not according to their lip services or according to the rhetoric itself.
Anthony Momodu reports for Global Television News.
U.S. President Joe Biden, under intense scrutiny over his fitness to serve, accidentally introduced Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as Russian strongman Vladimir Putin at a NATO ceremony before correcting himself. Biden's candidacy has been in crisis since his disastrous debate performance against Trump 2 weeks ago renewed concerns around his age, and the rare solo press conference lasting about an hour was designed to show he still has what it takes. The president has faced a steady drumbeat of Democrats calling for him to abandon his 2024 candidacy, fearing that Trump is in a position to beat him. Sudanese security authorities have ordered all foreigners to leave the capital, Khartoum, and the surrounding region. They have 2 weeks to do so, according to a statement from the section of the police dealing with foreigners. Foreigners should leave for their own safety amid the fighting still raging between government troops and the Rapid Support Forces, militia. According to media reports, hostility towards foreigners, especially those from the African countries, has been on the rise following reports of foreign mercenaries in the RSF ranks. In business, the Senate rejected a bill seeking to review foreign exchange market regulations in the country. The piece of legislation, sponsored by the chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, Sani Musa, also seeks to make provisions for the control, monitoring, and supervision of transactions conducted in the foreign exchange market. In his lead debate, Musa described the bill as an important legislation that seeks to repeal the Foreign Exchange, Monitoring and Miscellaneous Provision Act, CAP F34 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2024. The federal government and crude oil producers in Nigeria have committed to working towards a sustainable supply of crude oil to local refineries under a market-determined price system. Both parties said the aim of the commitment was to ensure that while the operators do business optimally, the refineries are not starved of feedstock. Accordingly, the industry regulator, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, has directed all refiners in the country to provide monthly price quotes on crude supply. The federal government says the conversion of petrol and diesel-powered commercial vehicles to run on compressed natural gas is going to be free of charge. The program director and chief executive of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbemi, disclosed this to journalists after the government agency signed an agreement with various companies in Abuja. It said commercial transporters under their different unions, including the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, National Union of Road Transport Workers, Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, among others, will benefit from this. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says the early approval of its 2024 budget will help to fast-track the development of the Niger Delta region. The NDDC Managing Director, Samuel Obuku, said this while presenting its 2024 budget estimate of 1.9 trillion naira to the House of Representatives Committee on the NDDC in Abuja. A statement by the NDDC Director of Corporate Affairs, Saledi Wakama, said he stated that significant progress had been made in the region and efforts were underway to complete all ongoing projects. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Emomotimi Agama, has urged capital market operators to embrace investor education to foster the growth and development of Nigeria's capital market. Agama stated this during a meeting with the management of the Investments and Securities Tribunal in Abuja. He emphasized the knowledge-based nature of the capital market, stating that they should continue constant education in the capital market. The market is knowledge-based and they are committed to ensuring that information is made available to the investing public. In sports, Joshua Zirkzee's transfer to Manchester United has taken a step closer, with the Bologna forward arriving in the city ahead of medical instead of meeting his €34 million release clause. The Red Devils are set to pay €35.8 million for the Netherlands international, who was pictured leaving Manchester Airport in a car after landing on Thursday night. In a move to bolster the attacking lineup, Paris Saint-Germain have submitted a €200 million bid for Napoli's Vishka and Victor Osimhen, as reported by Corriere dello Sport. This bid comes in the wake of Kylian Mbappe's departure to Real Madrid. Mbappe, who joins the Spanish giants as a free agent, is set to be unveiled later this week. Napoli's new manager, Antonio Conte, remains firm on retaining Kvaratskhelia, emphasizing the player's importance to his squad. And that's it on the news cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.